Hi everyone, welcome to this dynamic Excel dashboard tutorial. Omeza here. Today we're going to be looking at how to create this beautiful dashboard. This is the second part of this dashboard, if I may say. In the first part, we've taken care of this particular aspect right here, so we're going to actually be concluding the video today, creating this particular dynamic image we have right here, which means every single time we play the filter on this, we're going to have this image to actually filter dynamically to show us the popular products and as well to show us the can you see that? So it's going to show us the underperformed products. Right now we are actually selecting March, so right now March is selected and it's actually showing up right here. So if we want to go up, we click right here and it takes us up dynamically. So this is how beautiful this could be. So we can actually compare our revenue with our target, but right now it's not based on comparison. So if we want to do that, we're just gonna click right here for this first. So now when we click on revenue, and revenue is being actually switched, so we're gonna see it automatically, it will come up. But if we click outside revenue, it's not gonna actually happen that way. So this is how dynamic this Excel dashboard could be. You might want to actually avail yourself the opportunity to actually watch the first video just to understand how we built all this in Excel. So right now we're going to go to the right sheet right now to actually start building our chart, our dynamic Excel dashboard. So right now in the previous video we've actually covered this aspect right here, just like what you've seen previously. This is what it is exactly. So right now this is not working. If we click right here, it's not really working now because it has not been linked. So we're going to link this before we actually wrap up the video. So right now this is what we're going to concern ourselves about. So right now let's see what we can do to actually bring these images dynamically right here and actually get the labeling we have right in it. I'm gonna hit the back end here. Here are the back ends. So at the back end we have those images equally right here. So if you got some image from your clients or from your manager, you might really want to go to Photoshop to actually make the image to have the same size, so that if you're actually trying to change the image, your dashboard will not be disorganized. So right now I've actually given the names of the images we have attached right here. So now the reason why I have the names right here is because I want to actually give it, let me go right here. So now we want to actually name the range where these particular images are sitting. So right now if I click right here and I select BBQ, now it selects this for me. If I go right and select this, dynamically is going to actually go right here. So this is how we identify our image, and as well place some kind of function on it to actually switch it right there if there is any changes in our data. So right now I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm going to actually click and go to the last one, which is this. Now this is the one we've actually done. So now we have these two left on actually unnamed. So I'm gonna actually copy from here right now. This is how I did it. So copy and actually come right here and highlight this whole range right here. So this is it. You're gonna actually have to paste it down right here and hit enter. That is how you're done with it. So the second one is gonna be this, which is the last one. So I'm gonna copy it as well. Now I highlight this whole range right here. I'm gonna actually have to drop it down right here and I hit enter. So right now if I actually go and actually select this is what I've gotten. If I select this last one, which is the one we've just done, so it's gonna help us highlight it dynamically just like this. So right now it is time for we to get our popular products and as well our underperformed products. So let's see how we can do that. So the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna actually move up and actually come down right here. So instead of me to recycle through my function right here, so I'm gonna actually go right to the data source right here. Can pick anything, just click anywhere and pick it away from here. Click on insert, and now we're gonna be inside the pivot table to summarize our data. So right now it's asking me, do I want a new sheet? No, I don't, because I have my existing sheet, which is this particular sheet one right here as my backend. I'm gonna click on it and click right here. So this time around I'm gonna actually have to make sure I shift it this way, and now I'm gonna go drop it down right here. I'm gonna say okay. So this is what we've gotten right now. So now I've zoomed. So now we've gotten this right here. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna right click and bring it back again. So here we go, the list is back. So what I'm gonna do right now is based on products. I'm gonna select the products and take it down, and we're going to be analyzing this by total sales we actually made. So right now here is our total sales. We bring it down as well. Now this is what we've gotten. So I'm going to actually shift it this way. So right, if you look at what is here, I hate having this. I'm going to actually remove my grand total. I don't want it. And now this row labels is not what I really love having, so I'm gonna be having my products right here. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna click on design, and from design I'm gonna click on report and actually show in tabular form. Now here we go, we have it shown. So right now I might really want to actually turn this sum off away, so if I double click this, I'm gonna have this right here, total sales. So here we go. Now I'm gonna say okay. So now you can see what happens right here is a trick that I'm gonna actually teach you how to do this if it happens to you as well. So pivot table field name already exists. So right now, if you still want to use this particular name you have right here, what you need to do is to place your cursor right here and actually give it some kind of a little space and actually hit it. It's going to accept it. That is a little trick you need to actually know how to do. So right now I'm gonna I'm gonna copy this and have this one right here. So now here we go. So now the first thing we're gonna do right now is for we to have our top I think we're gonna have our top 3 products, which is the top selling products and as well the underperformed products, those products that are not really selling so seriously. So then what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna actually click right here and show you 2 ways to do this. So go on filter and actually go on top 10. So once you go on top 10, what you're gonna do is for you to actually replace this 10 with 3 and you hit enter. That is all you need to do. Now you have it just like this. I'm going to select this right here by clicking escape. Okay, fine. Now I actually click right here. I can right click on this and actually go to filter. Now the same thing we've done right here is what we're going to do, but still I mean it's going to be in the same different dimension. I'm going to hit on this. I'm going to click on 3 right here. Right now, because we're looking for underperformed products, so we're not going to use top right now, we're going to use bottom. Here we go, we have it like this. Now we're gonna see that we have different products right now. So this is how we do this, but how are we gonna use image to actually get this done? If you look at our image are being named like the BBQ right now is actually, this is how much we've sold on BBQ and stuff like that, but we want to use image to represent this because BBQ is exactly this what that we have right here. So how are we going to do this? So it's very simple. I'm going to copy this away from here. I'm going to cut it away from here right now because we don't need it to be there. So I'm going to have to place this right here. So I have it right here. So now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually first of all clear the filter, and I'm going to copy this away from here before I actually bring it back. So now we drop this right here. I'm going to actually make sure I paste this without link. So now it doesn't link it. So now I have it. So now here we go. So right now I can go and make a rotation of what I've done before. Top 10, I'm going to say bottom 10, and I'm going to turn this to 3. So here we go. So nicely. So now we have it. So I'm going to say right here is going to be my products. So right here is going to be my image. So the images. So now those are the images. If you look at what's going on right here, the reason why I copied it from here is because those names I have right here are still the same thing I have right here. So what differentiates them is just the underscore we have right on this. So this one is actually a name, is a name range, while this one is the name of the product, and we use this one to be the name range. So now the next thing we're going to do right now is for we to actually use VLOOKUP to look up where this image falls in. So right now I'm going to say look up images. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do right now. I'm going to say okay equal to VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP right now, what we're going to be looking up is this. We're going to be looking up this particular product right here we have right here, and where do we want to have it? Like now it's talking about the lookup value. So this is the lookup value. Now it's asking for the table array. The table array is where what you want is sitting. So it's actually sitting right here. I'm gonna actually have to highlight this whole range. Now this whole range right here. So I'm gonna say comma, and the second one is what we want because this is those are the images right here. I'm gonna hit comma and say 0, and I'm gonna close and hit enter. Now we have BBQ, and the difference between this BBQ and this BBQ is because we have this particular underscore at it. So I'm gonna drag it this way. Now Italiano is taking Italiano as well, and this very one is taking this as well. If we come right here, we're gonna have it to be the same thing because we don't have it in that different shapes, but this is our image right here. So right now we're gonna be doing the same thing to this as well. I'm gonna say lookup images. So now I'm gonna still use the same VLOOKUP as well. So the VLOOKUP is gonna be looking for this as the value. So go to the array. I'm gonna highlight this whole range. So Ctrl and 0, close and hit enter. So we have this. So exactly we have it. So for you to know that is correct, this has to be equal to this, but the difference is going to be if it has two word, it's going to have an underscore in it in the middle of it. So now we've just gotten this right. The next thing we're going to do right now is to actually have what we call a name range. Now we're going to name all this right. So now let's see how we can actually do that. The first thing we're going to do right now is for we to actually either use shortcut or we use the direct entry level. Now this is the name range. You can actually say new. When you say new, it's type the value name, or you can come right here, review and formula, and hit on this name manager and click on new from here. There you get it. So now we have a particular shortcut for that. I think the shortcut should be now I'm clicking on this particular one because this is the one I want to get right now. So the name I want to have for it is what we need to actually first of all extract. So what is the name you want to have for this image? I'm going to say okay, pt1. okay, is pt, okay, do I mean pt performing product, right? Yeah, p of 1 performing product. So now once we copy this down, we're gonna have this to be the name, POF2, and right here we're gonna have this UD1, which is on the performed product. So it's just gonna be the name of our image. This is what we're gonna be referencing in a jiffy. So right now we get this. So what we need to do right now, I'm gonna click on this right here. I'm gonna say Alt M and N. Exactly, this is the wonder. So now we don't need to do anything. So now we need to use the function called indirect. So indirect is going to do the wonder. Indirect, I'm going to open this and we're going to reference this in our indirect function. So I'm going to close this. So for now I'm going to have to copy this away because I'm going to be needing it over and over again. So if I hit close, here we go, we have our indirect. Now it's working. So look at it, this is awesome. So now the next thing I'm going to click on this as well. I'm going to say Alt M and N. So it keeps me that. I'm going to actually have to bring this right here and actually select this whole area and paste this and actually click on this. Then I have it closed. So once I hit enter, I'm going to click right here and it's going to help me highlight where it is that is this sitting. So that is how we actually create all this. I believe you can actually do this right now because I'm going to be doing this behind the scene just to make sure the video will look very short. Alright, now we are done creating the name ranges just like what we have right here right now. If I click on this particular formula right here and bring it up, so we can actually go down and see the name ranges we've actually created. If I click on this, and you can see here is the name range you've actually created. So now we need to actually give this name ranges to our picture. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to actually duplicate this and actually cut this away from here. Okay, I'm going to cut this away from here, but before we do that, what we need to do right now is for we to actually go to view and make sure we actually put off the grid line right here because we want it to work right for us. So right now the grid line is going to get off. Right now is off. So right now I'm going to go to my dashboard and actually place the image I've actually had copied right here, and I'm going to go back right here and see now what we're going to be doing. The first one is going to be PF1. So I'm going to actually go back to my dashboard. I'm going to have equal to right here. I'm going to say P of, right now it gives me that as a suggestion. So PF1 right here. So I'm going to hit enter. So right now if I put PF2 and hit enter, so it's giving me some kind of weird or something right now. I'm gonna actually take it up, I'm gonna paste it again right here. I'm gonna go to the top level, so hit on my equal to or P, here we go. I hit enter. So here I have it. So now I'm going to duplicate this into 3. So now here we go. So for to see if this is really working, I'm gonna say P2. If I hit enter, it changes to that. So I'm gonna say P3. So hit on the third one. So if I hit enter, so now it's really working. So the next thing I'm gonna be doing now, I'm gonna click the 3 of them and actually go to format, and right here I'm gonna actually give it a particular size so that we can get it to be the same size right here. So I think this was really too much, so I'm gonna reduce it a little bit. So now here we cool with this. So now I'm gonna actually click off and actually click on this and make sure it sits right here. So now I'm gonna click on this and make sure this one sits right here. So I'm gonna be doing the same thing to this one as well, and I'll come back. So alright, the next thing we're going to do right now is for you to actually align it the way this one is aligned. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to actually click on those two because I want to align them left just to make sure I have it aligned like this. I'm going to click on this format and actually click on align left right here. It aligns so seriously. I think I love that. So I'm going to actually click on distribute vertically. So now here we go. It actually sits on the same line. So I'm going to click on this one alone. So this image is too wide. I'm gonna have to reduce this a little bit. I think now it's okay. I'm gonna click back on it and click back on it right now and actually still go align, and it sits right there. So now here is the first thing we need to do to actually get our image right here. Those images are very dynamic. Every single time we place a filter is going to actually affect the image and actually change the image for us. So right now the next step we're gonna actually be going through is actually go right to the insert and actually pick this particular, go to insert and pick this right here, and you can have text, of your choice. Of your product. So now we can actually do this, and I'm just trying to show some sample of what it is that you can actually place right there. It'll make sense. So I'm gonna go for this, and I'm gonna actually go for this particular color right here. I'm gonna put it on bold just to make sure it stands out. Then I'm gonna give it something that is actually a little bit clear to us. So you can bring this at the top right here. So now we're actually arranging this, and I'm going to duplicate this and actually call this particular one, like what we're going to be doing now is going to be going to the main where we have our work. So I'm going to go back to the back end, and here we go. I'm going to pick this to be the total sales. We have this, so I'm going to bring it down right to this level. I'm going to duplicate this as well right now. So the total sales now, I'm going to have this right here to give me my total sales. So what we need to do to the sale for the first one, for this particular product right here, we're going to go and pick it up right from here. So the next thing I'm going to do is just pick the product, and the product is going to be this way. I'm going to have it down right here. So I'm going to go pick the product. I'm going to pick the product from here, like this is the product. Here we go. So we have it just like this. So now we can actually give it some kind of a nice color. Oh, sorry, for the first time what we need to have right here is actually going to be the name of the product. So I'm going to actually take this. Okay, I'm going to take this right here. For the first time we have total sales. So the same thing, we're going to have to duplicate this and actually go and see. If we can have a product reference there. I think I have something named product. Here we go, the product. So now we can actually give it some kind of good background that is going to actually sit well in it. So I'm going to go for this color. I'm going to put it on bold, and I'm going to crank it up a little bit. So we are cool. We might want to go for something like this. So nice one. So for the BBQ, I can actually make sure I give it some kind of white color. Give it the white color, and make sure you crank it up and give it some kind of bold as well. or we don't want to give it bold color, so we'll leave it this way. So for this particular one right here, we give it stand out. So here we go. I think this is nicely done. So this is exactly what you need to do to get it right. So I'm gonna click on this particular one right here, and I'm gonna give this formatting to this and change the color to white, because I don't want it to be on this color. For the first time, we'll actually reduce it a little bit, and I'll come right here and give it this particular color. So now we need to actually bring it down this way. So I'm gonna take this far away from here a little bit. So now here we go. If you look at what we have in the previous one, we are almost close to it. So right now, this is exactly what we need to do. So for you to actually create this to be very snappy, you need to actually copy this from here and just click on duplicate. When you do that, you just get it down right here, and you do the same thing to this, and we get it right here as well. So what you need to do right now, we need to change the whole value and see how that kills. So let me just do that behind the scenes just to make sure the video is short, as now you can actually have the the knowledge of what I've done right here. Right now, here we go. This is what it is. So you can actually click on this and actually come to the top right here and actually make sure you actually see center, and it's going to center itself. And actually you can actually do the same thing to this one as well, so that you can actually have a very good clean job done. So now this is exactly what you need to do. Right now, if you can see what we have right here, we don't really have some kind of naira sign or dollar sign, whatever it is. So we're going to go back to this particular back end right here and actually have it clicked on Control 1. We actually bring up the formatting right here. We're going to go to currency, and we'll take extra decimal off. Right now we don't need to do the same thing again to this right one right here. I'm going to click on this and actually take this particular format painter and actually have it on this one right here. So if we go back to our back end or dashboard, what we're going to have is actually something nicely like this. This is exactly what we've done to just get it. So right now we need to get the location or locational sales right here. So we're just going to click on this, and we have what we call recycling. I'm going to click on this and actually recycle through this right here and actually create that very nicely. So I'm going to click on this and copy or paste it down right here. I'm going to take off the product, and right now I need to have the location right here right now. So now this is what we need to have, and I'm going to go to analyze and actually choose some kind of chart I would want to choose for it, and I think I'm cool with this. Right now this is what it is that I have. So I'm kind of not very much interested in what we have right here. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this off as well, give me some extra space. I'm going to actually have to hide this away, and now I have it. So right now I can stretch it and stretch this as well. I can actually cut it away from here and take it to my dashboard and see what it is that it does actually, the beauty that's actually given me. So right now what I need to do is just to have this pasted right here. Right now, here we go. I'm gonna actually take this off right now because I don't need it. So double click on this and see what happened. So here we go. We have this right here. I'm gonna actually say no fill, and I'm gonna select this border. I'm gonna say no border. So right now I'm gonna choose the color of my chart. I'm gonna click on this, and the color of my chart is going to be this particular kind of color. I love it. So right now I'm gonna choose on this grid line, and I'm gonna turn the grid line off right here and all of that. So now here we go. So if I actually take this one off and actually click on this particular aspect, so I'm gonna go to home and I'm gonna hit on this. So here we go, right? So now you can decide to actually have your data label right here, so you can just click on it from here, and here we go, we have it. So click on the same thing and actually go. So we're gonna hit okay. So now if we go right now and actually click on this and actually drag it to this end, so we're gonna have a very nice chart, right? So you might really want to actually crank up the space between this. So now here we go, click on this and actually make sure you bring it a little bit closer. Now we'll have something similar to what we've had in the previous one right there. So right now here is what are the locations we actually sell those products to actually doing. So the next we're going to do right now is for we to actually go get our slices. So how do we get our slices right here? So let's get in that. So there are no sliders right now, so to place our sliders I'm going to go right here, I'm going to click on this and go and actually pick up my slider right on this. So right now the slider for product and the slider for month is cool. So right now we have those two sliders right here, so I'm gonna pick those sliders and take it to my dashboard and see how we can actually give it a very nice formatting that is gonna fit on our dashboard. So I'm gonna drop them right here. For the first time, what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna have my product to be at the top level. So what I'm gonna be taking this particular month down. So for my products, I'm gonna make sure that my product has no, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna actually drag this down to this end a little bit, so we take this up. So right now I want to put, I have a particular formatting I have for this, so if I click on it right now, you can see how my slides look just like. So now this is what it is. I'm gonna go down and actually have the same thing for this one. So I'm gonna go right here and make sure I get this to the nice level. So now we're gonna go drag this down. So we need to get it down. So I think the last one is actually showing up, so I'm gonna go and actually have to select this right here. So now for a quick tutorial, I might not really teach you how to do it, but I'm gonna give you a nice tutorial that's gonna teach you how to get it formatted nicely to look just like this with the same background. So it's gonna look some kind of cool with what your background is like, and it's gonna show up in a very nice way. So right now we're done with this. Right now if I click on this particular April right here, so what I'm gonna say is this particular April will filter this particular data we have right here right now, and we're gonna see that just in a jiffy. Okay. Oh, okay, we've not connected this particular one to this particular. Okay, fine, we need to go do some connection. So what I need to do right now, I love doing my connection through here. So here we go, we pick our connection, so it's connected to this particular product, and we're going to connect it to this particular one right here. So we hit on connection, and here we go. Once I hit on the product and the month, and you're gonna see things is gonna be different right now because I actually have placed a filter. Exactly, this is what I'm talking about. So click on this particular analyze and go to add filter, and I'm gonna click on this, and here we go. It's gonna change dynamically because already I've placed a filter on it, so the images will definitely change. So when we go back to a dashboard, we're gonna see the image will definitely change from what it is before to this now. So now that we've placed in that filter, we're gonna see the image dynamically change itself from what it is right now to something else. Exactly, it is highly working. So right now, download the template you have. I have been in this particular video, and take a look at it yourself how I actually worked it out and actually make it work, and you will learn a lot of things that is gonna actually help you. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna make sure I go right here and have my header visible. So right now we need to actually link this to actually dynamically go down every single time we want to do that. So I'm gonna go to the last one and see if I want to do that. I'm gonna actually have to put it on 64. So 64. So right here I'm gonna right click on this, and I'm gonna link it to the same page, hyperlink, and I'm going to go down, give this, and we need this dashboard. So click on my dashboard, and I'm gonna go say 64, A64. That is A64. So A64, and it's gonna be on the same dashboard. So if I actually click to this now, this is what I've got, A64, and it's showing me this particular one right here. I'm gonna go to view and actually remove this from here and remove this from here right now. So what I'm gonna see is this nice view. So the next thing is gonna be for me to actually link this one right here to the top one. So I'm gonna say link, and directly I'm going to link to A1. So I'm just going to actually click on dashboard, and if I click from here now, it's going to take me to the top. This is how I've actually done this dynamically. So you can actually see how this is like, and this particular previous one right here, we have the look very alike, just like what we have right here is the same thing we've had right there. So right now, thank you very much for watching. If you're still here with me, all you just gotta do is to do me a favor to hit on the subscribe button, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I'll be coming your way with a lot of tutorials that's gonna be very much interesting, and it's gonna help your data career as well, specifically in Excel.
But do subscribe and actually share my video to your colleagues at work or to your brothers and sisters at home. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you being here with me.